Andy Sullivan from Blue Collar Corner. We're here for the Blue Collar Break. Right now, I want to discuss something that's pretty important and people really want to know about. And that's Obama's plan for economic growth for the next 4 years. Oh yeah, he's got no plan. His plan is to use all the negative ads and that $1 billion campaign purse he has to just attack everything GOP. But here's the deal. I think he's got a serious problem with Mitt Romney. And I got to be honest with you. It's only until very recently have I been kind of leaning towards Mr. Romney. And it took the New York Times, that liberal rag, doing an expose on Mr. Romney. And what it did was, it talked about his whole entire past in a most objective way, which I was very surprised. And I got to tell you, you know what the problem with Mitt Romney and his inability to draw the conservatives to his base is? He's not an ideologue. He's completely apolitical. The guy doesn't lean right, left, or anything. He's just an apolitical problem solver. And you know what? He's a raw, pure capitalist. And he's good at it. And I think a guy like that, someone who's got an education, Ivy League education of Stanford, Brigham Young, Harvard Business and Law, and also all of his experience with Bain Capital. And did you know during his college years, he was actually part of a group that all they did was they would take companies and corporations in decline, and then they would break it down and solve all their problems. Now to me, this is a formidable man. This is a leader. And this is coming from people that worked with him directly. Now how often do we got that about our president? How many people who went to school with Barack Obama, who grew up with Barack Obama, who worked with Barack Obama? Nobody. It seems like every connection, every association that this guy had is some left-wing, radical, dangerous human being. Folks, I think Mitt Romney's our guy. If you want America to succeed, if you want to get back and start being the economic leader that we were decades ago, I think Mitt's our guy. Now, isn't it amazing, something like Fast and Furious, or something like the Gulf oil spill, or something like Solandra, all of these things would have buried any other administration, be it Republican. But because this guy's a Democrat, he can absorb all of this scandal completely unscathed. Well, 2012 is here. And this is one of the most critical election years in our country's history. Because right now, we are in a serious crisis. And I'm not talking just the surface crisis. The economic crisis, the immigration crisis, the nuclear crisis with Iran and North Korea, and all of this bubbling in the Arab Spring. I'm not even talking about those things. What I'm talking about is a crisis we never had to face. That is an identity crisis. The country is going to have to make a decision, and it's going to have to make it this year. Do we want the big government nanny state system? Do we want government in every aspect of our lives? Or do we want to get back to the founders? Do we want to get back to our founding constitutional principles? The stuff that made us, in the space of a couple hundred years, the superpower of the planet. Capitalism has fed more mouths than any other system on earth. That has been proven. This is Andy Sullivan, Blue Collar Corner.